Welcome to Above Par. I'm your host, Kathy Hartwood. I show you how to take more of your talent to the golf course without practicing harder, taking more lessons, or buying new equipment. I show you how to end the frustration of underperforming so you can start playing to your potential. This is where you are going to learn how to think above par so you can play below par. Let's get to it.
Hello, my golf friend. Welcome back to Think Above Par. I hope you're having a beautiful week. Today, I want to talk about playing with different people. And most of the time, the conversation that I hear from other people is that one person that you don't want to play golf with, they hope they don't get paired with that one person or somebody who's really difficult to play with. And we also know the opposite. The one that everyone feels relaxed around, the one people request to play with, the one who makes a whole 4-hour round feel lighter. So it's so interesting to me how we can have two sets of people. How can we have someone that no one wants to play with and also have someone that everyone wants to play with or that people really enjoy playing with? And we're usually talking about in a very critical way about the person that we don't want to play golf with. They're too slow, they're too loud, they do something that just bothers us personally. And sometimes it's just personal preference. I remember having a conversation with a friend of mine who was playing in the club championship in a match, and she said, "Kathy, I need help playing with Betty." Let's just call this person Betty. And she said, she's loud, she's obnoxious, she stands too close to me. No one likes her. There's nobody that likes her. And I have to play golf with her. And I said, well, somebody's got to like her. I mean, she's married, for Pete's sake. She just happens to not be your cup of tea, right? So we're going to have those people that just aren't our cup of tea. But instead of going through and coming up with all the different ways that we could judge people on how they don't match our personal preferences, what is it that makes someone nice to play with or enjoyable to play with? And why does it even matter? And I just want this to be from a self-awareness standpoint on you understanding, like, where do you fall in this range? Because I think self-awareness and how we show up in the world and not only on the golf course is the number one skill that you could possibly have. So I want you to be more self-aware of how you show up on the golf course. Not because I care so much about the people that you're necessarily playing with, but that I care more about you building that skill of self-awareness. And it might be impacting your circle at the club in a way that you just don't know until you listen to this podcast. There's a Maya Angelou quote that I want to share that I've actually been sharing a lot. And so it's kind of ironic that it came up relative to this topic. And many of you may have heard this already, but I'll repeat it here. She said, "I've learned that whenever I decide something with an open heart, I usually make the right decision. I've learned that even when I have pains, I don't have to be one. I learned that every day you should reach out and touch someone. People love a warm hug or just a friendly pat on the back. I've learned that I still have a lot to learn. I've learned that people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." This is ultimately what it's all about. Those people who you don't enjoy playing golf with probably make you feel a certain way. And you remember not so much about what they actually did, but how you felt. Right? Did you feel judged, or did you feel tense or rushed? Did you feel scrutinized, micromanaged with rules on the golf course? Because golf is not a 10-minute interaction. It's 4 to 5 hours of emotional exposure with 3 other people if you're playing in a foursome. It's a long time to sit in someone else's energy. So I talked with a client the other day, and he just humbly, and he said, I'm being very humble about this, as he was playing a lot of golf in a new seasonal environment. He said, people enjoy playing golf with me. And I said, time out, tell me all the things, right? Tell me what makes you a great person to play golf with. Not in a toot your own horn, or not that he has any ego involved in this. Just be very practical about it. What is it? And he said, well, I'm positive for the most part, right? I'm encouraging. I tell people a good shot. He's generous with his encouragement. There's not holding back. He's polite. He knows the etiquette. And since he's playing golf with relatively new people, he's curious about other people. He's interested in them. He asks them questions. This is so important. People love it when you ask questions about them. People love to talk about themselves in that regard. It's showing that you have an interest in them. And I'm not saying do it from a fake standpoint. if you genuinely are interested in somebody and wanting to know more about them, people are going to feel seen and heard in that moment. He also said he has a sense of humor when he's playing golf. He has a solid game and he respects the rules and he respects the pace of play. He has emotional maturity out on the golf course. And I thought it was such an interesting observation for him to say that people like to play golf with him, because most of the time what I'm hearing is people don't like to play with certain people. And so I thought, what makes up the quality of somebody that you like to play golf with? And you might be one of those people who says, I really don't care about the other people on the golf course. And if you're playing in a tournament, you're like, it's none of my business to be curious about that person. I don't disagree with you in that regard. If you're playing in a competition, if you're playing in day-to-day club level golf, that might be different. So that is totally allowed. You don't have to be everybody's best friend, and that's not what I'm saying. But you do get to choose the consequences. If your energy creates friction, if you make the group tight and uncomfortable, if people leave exhausted, you will slowly stop getting invited to play in foursomes or events or members. Not because of your score, not because of your golf game, not because of how you dress or the car that you drive, but because of how you make people feel on the golf course. And this applies to how you make people feel off of the golf course. Golf is a social sport. You're not out there playing golf by yourself all the time. You might occasionally, but we're going to get paired with people. And we get to learn to be good partners, good people to play golf with. We can learn from self-awareness to be polite, to be curious about other people, to notice our own pace of play, to know the etiquette, to be encouraging, to be generous with that encouragement, not stingy with it. That is a sign of emotional maturity. It is what we're thriving for in our day-to-day lives. It shows up on the golf course. So if you're playing with somebody who is not so great to play with, or who does not have those signs, who is rude and not self-aware and is stingy with the encouragement while they're out there playing golf, and we're not playing in a competitive tournament, that is going to start costing those people invitations to play golf because of the energy that they bring to the group. So people will remember your emotional presence. Are you heavy? Are you defensive? Are you checked out? Are you self-focused? Because you can be competitive and kind. Those two things are not opposites. You can want to win and also be gracious. You can be playing poorly and be polite. And the opposite of this conversation that I had with another client is she talked about somebody in her group who was struggling to have people play with her. She was alienating them because she was nitpicking them about the rules. And one by one, they checked off and said, I'm not playing with her. And she's not self-aware enough to know what energy she's bringing to that group, how she's making them feel. Like she's making them feel scrutinized, self-conscious, watched, judged, because she's scanning for a way to correct them on a ruling. This is one example, but I want to offer this podcast as an opportunity for you to be more self-aware of how you're showing up as a playing partner. Are you someone that people say, I enjoy playing golf with you? And then you get to ask yourself why. Are people saying, I don't enjoy playing golf with you? Or if you do not know, speculate on how you're making people feel in the group. And if you're saying, Kathy, I really don't give a rat's ass about how I make people feel in the group in a non-competitive environment, that's 100% your option. But if this resonates with somebody, to help them be a little bit more self-aware about how they show up either on the golf course or off the golf course, and how you make people feel is what they're going to remember. Not your double bogey, not your top shot, not the 8 you made on number 7, not the highest score you've ever shot, not even the eagle that you had on number 3. They will remember how you made them feel. Think about the people in your life that are fun to play with, that you enjoy playing with, and the ones not so much. And just pay attention to how each one of those people make you feel, how you feel seen around them. What energy or emotions do they bring up for you? And then how are you showing up in groups? What energy are you giving off? All right, if you want to carry on this conversation, I'd love to see you inside Your Mental Caddy. You can go to yourmentalcaddy.com. All right, have a beautiful week, and I'll talk to you next Wednesday. Bye.